Hey guys, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. I am still working on my mass makes with Tina's list. This would be her week 48. So I am on day 48. And we're making tabs. So, like, if you don't have a tab punch, then there is, if you have any circle punch, just a basic circle punch, or you can do it with scissors. I mean, you can take this and sort of cut yourself a tab style corner out of it. And then if you wanted to make it match, put it on here like this and cut around it again. Or cut around it on this side like you do the tags, so that your sides match like that, and then you have a tab. Now, something else. When I'm making these, if I don't like the way this looks, like this is too long, then clip it. I mean, like that. And then if this is too long, clip it until you get it to where you want it. That's not lining up. Not that it matters. They'll be on opposite sides of the page. But anyway, so you can do them with scissors, just like that. Or you can do them with your circle punch. This is not really going to be a long video, guys. I mean, unless you want to stand here and watch me punch tabs. But you take a piece of paper. Now, I have my circle punch. I don't know if you can see those. Can you see those Sharpie marks? Okay, so I have my circle punches marked. I have them definitely marked at about a quarter of a way in, and then I have them marked a little bit further out. Okay, so if you see up in here, there's one that's like right at the center of the circle, top and or side and bottom, like at the 6 o'clock and the 3 o'clock. And then I have one in a little bit. I have them lined up like that, and I put up some on these. And that way, what you do is you take your little piece and you line it up so that it lines up with two of those black marks. So I might line it up with those. Oops, I'm pushing the wrong button. I might line it up with that black mark. And you can even line it up with two black marks that aren't the same. I could line it up with a okay? And then I get that. Of course, now when you do it this way, you need to line it up with the same two. And then you have a tab. And then you can decide if you don't like that going down that far on your page. You don't have to keep it that way. You can round the corners of these like this. And then it would go on something like that. Right? And if you leave this wide area, you've got space to decorate. If you don't want that wide area, obviously you can trim it down. So I've trimmed some of these narrower. So that's got a narrower base, see? But I think I can still get it in there to round the corners. So if I wanted to, I could still do this, which I kind of like the way that looks. And then this one would go on the page like this. And you can make these things in all different sizes. Okay. So that's basically what we're doing. And you just have to decide how you want to clip them and how big you want them to be and all that sort of thing. I got a bunch of, as you can see, this is a great way to use, for my money, cardstock or heavy paper. But that's just me. I mean, everybody's different. You use what you are comfortable using. So with this one, what I think I'll do is we're going to cut it here. And we're going to cut it here. And then I'm going to cut the end off here. I'll take those and put them over here with my... And then this one, I'm going to trim it a little. Okay, and then I'm going to fold these on those quilt lines. Maybe. I think. Or at least close to. And then if you fold it and it's not, let's put that away because I keep, all right, scissor handles because I can't find my squisher. Okay, and then we'll make this one, maybe I'll make this one with the bigger punch. So we'll take this and put it in here. Oh, I put the circles to the inside. That wasn't smart of me. I can't do it that way. Guys, do you see what I did? I made my marks. So this is what you would do basically, is I take my Sharpie. Here, so you can watch me do this. Because I'm a knucklehead and on a double punch I stuck it on the inside. So I take my Sharpie and I eyeball the center of the circle. So this is where the 9 o'clock would be. If I turn that up like that, it's about where 9 o'clock would be. Okay? And then I'm going to go across and I'm going to make it right about there. That works. So I have my 2 marks. I can't believe I did that. Actually, yes, I can. I don't know why I say things like that. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up with 2 of the marks. Oh, you know what I need to do then? Put this mark on the other side. I just have those all in there to confuse myself. That's their real purpose. Just let's see how confusing I can make this. Okay, so I'm going to line it up with 2 of my marks. See, I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that where it's lined up with the Sharpie marks? And then I punch it. Okay, and then when I flip it over, I just have to make sure I line it up with the same 2 marks. So I lined it up with the thicker mark and this outside thin mark. Let me get it lined up and pinched and then I'll... Okay, can you see that? Okay, and then there we have a very uneven... Sorry, I know, I'm quiet again. I'm trying to get my... Okay, and there we have another punch. I mean, tab. There you go. And I can do the same thing with this one. So basically what we're going to do is I'm going to fold a whole bunch of these. We'll fold a whole bunch. I really would like to know where my... There it is. Can you hear my washer trying to take off in the background? Now, if I have a strip like this and I don't have guides like that, basically what I do is I'll fold the end to decide where I want it. Okay. Line it up, fold it down, cut it off. Okay. So that's one. And then I fold it again, decide how wide I want it. And you can make these, like I said, all different widths. Cut it off. Okay, and then I've got this piece. If you really wanted to make a tiny one, you could fold this in half. I did it with one of these. See that little guy? You could fold this little piece in half, and you can punch this one. Okay, all right, let's try this guy. So I'm going to fold it in half. And I'm going to cut it off. So how is everybody? It's still New Year's Eve for me. I know that's what I said yesterday. So I can still say Happy New Year's because I haven't been there yet. When you're seeing this, I believe it will be the 3rd. So I'm assuming everybody's kind of getting back into the swing of the holidays being over and just kind of getting back into the swing of things. It will also mean that I have, you know, gotten back into homeschooling with my daughter, so that will be where I'm at. I made a bunch with this one, so this one I can fold in half this way, and we have one more. Okay, so let's do this strip. This is a really long strip, and I've got a bunch on here where I can do these, I can fold these either direction because this is double-sided paper. So I have that one. I might actually take a little bit off of this one so that I can fold it so that the bird is on one of the... Oh, he'll be upside down. He'll be upside down on the tab. So that's no fun. Alright, so we got one like that. Okay, it's a couple of those. I'll put this strip over here. You can cut, I mean, I have all of this paper here. You can make these out of just any of your scrap strips. These ones would be narrow. So I might make one out of this, be small. Okay, set that off to the side. Now, you can also make some really big ones, or I can cut this and make more of those blue ones. So any of these strips that you have, you can make into tabs. Maybe I'll make some, this would be a little bit bigger. Okay. Now, I want to experiment with something, just so we can figure out if it works. I have this punch, and I don't know. Okay, so it makes that shape. I think I would have to turn it over to get it. Okay, see how that tab works? So if you've got any of these kind of fancy punches, you could do something like that. And maybe we'll do that for a few of them. I don't know. I would probably trim this off a little bit. No, I'm using my scissors a lot, guys. Are you proud of me? Okay, and then you have that tab with some fancy corners. So that's not technically a tab punch. What it's for is making tags. So like I would punch two corners and then do one of these. So that's what it's for. But you could make punches out of it tabs out of it if you wanted to. So I could do one like that. I don't know if I like that one, but might just be because of how wide it is. So on a page, it might look like that. And you can see it's got the fancy corners. So those are kind of fun to make. And we might try it on a small one in a minute. But let's go back to doing the circle punches. Because I feel like if you're going to have a punch, a circle punch is probably a pretty standard one that just about everybody's got. So I also marked these, which might be a little bit easier for me to use rather than trying to do that one all the time. Or not. And like I said, if you don't like the way it turns out, trim it wherever you think, except for the fold, obviously. You can't trim the fold, so that would be the one place you can't trim it. I don't remember. This one's 1, so that's the same as this. Ooh. And this one's 3/4. This is probably also 3/4. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's about the same. So let's use this one. And we'll punch some more of these. I keep forgetting. I have my marks on this side, so I have to. And you can make them bigger. So that one's a lot bigger. Now, if I make these bigger and decide I don't like it, this is what I was talking about. So if I'm using my big marks and I make that bigger like that and I decide I don't like it, I think these that come out are too long. As I said before, just cut these short. And then you have a more tab looking shape. At least to me, you have a more tab looking shape. And then I do like the rounded corner bottoms. You don't have to round the bottom corners. There's nothing that says your tab has to have rounded corners down there. I just like the way it looks. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to go pick up my son, mostly because he works at the grocery store, and I need some stuff for dinner tonight. Okay, so we got that one. Just going to punch a bunch of these real quick, and then maybe we'll figure out if they can be decorated. I mean, I suppose they can be decorated. It's just whether or not you can find anything small enough to decorate them. You know me, guys. For my money, buttons and little bitty pieces of whatever. So I think I really like this. So it's taller than it is wide. See, so it goes up higher than it does out. Does that make sense? So I'm using the half mark and this mark that steps back from the half. And the only reason, of course, that you mark it is to make sure that you get it the same every time that you do it. So that you know that you're, I mean, at least roughly the same. Okay, look. I don't know what's going on in here. I mean, within millimeters, we're talking. I say that and then I punch that and that does not look the same, but whatever. Okay, and then I might pick up for these little bitty ones where I folded this thing in half. This is where I would pick up my little guy. And we would just go right. I didn't really do extras on this. I feel like it's too small to do extras. Like that. Okay. And it's close, but as you can see, those are a little off. I feel like this one's deeper than that one, which means, oh, it's way deeper. Helpful? I don't know. Now the really cool thing, the whale tail punches have that curled bottom, that curved. You would have to cut that. So I would take this and cut. I'm bad at it, so I don't really want to do it, but you could take it and like maybe you have a circle that you could use. Out there. There we go. There. And then you have a little kind of faux whale tail punch. You just have to be able to do a smooth, rounded, even rounded thing better than I can. And it would go on there like this. So, I mean, what you could do is, in all actuality, okay, so let's say I want to make a punch. So if I take this and I go like that, I think this is how she actually did it. Fold your oval in half. Okay. And then stick your oval in your punch. So I'm going to do this just like I would the squared off punch. And I'm going to punch it there. And I'm going to punch it there. And then you've got a little, it's like a whale tail punch, but homemade. And you can put that on there like that. Now, if you don't like, if that's not deep enough, you can always punch it with this guy. I mean, I'm experimenting, so I'll punch it like I was punching the ones before. And maybe that looks more like a whale tail to you. It's very pointy. I don't know that my whale tails are that pointy, but okay. And then you get something like that. That's a little uneven. I keep lining that one up wrong. All right, I'm going to do it one more time, guys, and then I'm going to let it go. I do keep lining that one. There, that's better. Okay. I'm good. Feel better now. All right, so I did this one, and as you can see, that was abysmally done. But same idea. And I just did that with an oval punch. I don't know what it would look like if you did it with a circle punch. You could try it. I have a 2-inch circle here. 2-inch circle, get this flower. Might be fun to fold that in half. Okay, and then we'll fold the flower in half. This might get you a shallower, more shallow whale tail. Okay. Again, just line it up. So maybe you got a kit of circle punches for Christmas and you got a 2-inch and a bunch of other ones. Then that one's not quite as, see, that one's not quite as long. And it would go on your page like that. So you can make these all kinds of different shapes, right? You could even do some, I wonder if I've got, I don't know where it is now. I've got a 2-inch. Let's do a scallop. So you can take your 2-inch scallop, fold it in half. Now this is tricky because you want to make sure your scallops line up. So fold it in half. Like that. All right, I'm going to have to punch this and then pause you guys. All right, so fold it right there. All right, and then I do it right here. Around the same spot, and voila, now you have a little scallop bottom one. And that would be unique because I'm pretty sure they don't sell a tab punch that looks like that. So those are some ideas for how to make these. I gotta go get my son. When I get back, we'll try decorating a couple of them and see if I can find anything fun and small to put on these. And I'll see you in a few minutes, guys. Okay, as you can see, I cleaned up. I got out some buttons over here. And I brought my trims, my little trims out since we're working with a little space. And we'll see if we can put any of this stuff on there. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. I clipped them all. They're all ready to be decorated. Maybe something like this would be semi-easy. I'm not positive. This has like, okay. I guess there's a pin for the lace underneath. That's kind of cute on there. I'm just going to cut a little piece of this off so we have it to work with. Might do it to more than one of them. Who knows? I think I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac. I don't think it needs, I think it won't stay folded, so let's see if this helps. A little bit. All right, so let's see if we can get a couple of these with some cute little decorations on them, and then I'll say the end, so to speak. I think, I don't know. I'm just going to decorate the one side. But my feeling would be that since it's a tab and both sides are seen, that you would do a little bit on both sides. Maybe. I mean, that would kind of be my take on it. Oops. Listen. All right. So we have that little decoration up there. And then, like I said, you could flip it around and put same on the other side. so that the top matches. So, because since you're going to see both sides of the tab. But right now, let's just worry about this side. I don't want to go too overboard. The only other thing, I mean, I don't have any like little tiny, I don't think I have any little tiny flowers or anything like that. We'll just forego that. And then, I mean, you could do something simple. Just, well, if I could pick it up. Just something like that. You know, dress it up a little bit. Looks like a skirt. I gave it a waistband and a gemstone that looks like a skirt. Yeah, I'm not sure on this one, guys. I'm a little stumped. Here's my other flowers. I definitely don't think there's anything tiny enough in here. I do know that there are some little tiny ones down here. I just don't know that any of them are that tiny. Things like this. Oh, see, that's small. But see, it's not small enough. You have to put it on one of these bigger ones. You can get away with doing something like that on there, but it doesn't go. It's not the right. That doesn't go. So, but you get the idea for what these, you would need little decorations like this. The only reason I haven't put that gemstone down on there is because I feel like it's just, I don't know. I don't like the way it looks, just that trim and the gemstone. But I mean, even if you just did that trim, you've dressed it up a little bit. What about one of these? I have a few of these. I could do one. Oh, this might look good on here. Or is that too much blue? Is that too much blue? Would have to have something under it, I think. Oh, book page is always easy to decorate. That's what I should have started with. Should I put this on here too? No. Keep that. A little piece of this ribbon. Doesn't need to be very long. Just I know you guys are like, what the heck are you doing? I have no idea. I'm winging it. Ooh. Also pulling this out. It's all coming apart. Let's get some glue on it. I also have pink. Thinking right there. Uh-oh. It oozed out a bit on me. I'll have to clean that up later. And then, I love hot glue. There we go. I decorated one. Look at me go. I honestly wasn't sure I was going to be able to find anything to like that I liked. They're just so tiny. I mean, and there's hot glue there that I'm going to have to try and scrape away. Yeah, it's not too bad. Alright, so that's one. It's cute, right? And then I have the other half of it. Well, I don't know. That's not quite long enough. But you could do similar on the other side, or you could do the other side completely different. I'm trying to see what else I have in here, guys, before I let you go. just to see if maybe we can get another one with something on it. I have to remember this is where I've got all my rickrack, for Pete's sakes. Whenever I'm looking for it, I'm like, where the heck is all that rickrack I have? It's in this little box right here. I have this curly Q stuff, which I thought was kind of neat. I don't know what I would put it on. I don't have anything that I've done in blue. I have beige. This is kind of neat. It doesn't even have to be a lot. I mean, you can just... like if I put this on here... and I cut it off and then I put it on the other side. Oops. I'm like getting it all over myself. Okay, let me put a piece across here. Like that. Okay, and then I'm going to cut it off. Hopefully. Alright. Everything wants to hold on. Okay. So maybe you do something simple like this and you just put some trim on it. Right? There you go. Doesn't have to be elaborate. But that gives it a little bit of texture. I actually like that. It's really cute. And then if I find a label or a flower or something that I want to put on there, I can do that. But that gives me a starting point anyway. And honestly, I would use it just like it is. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put anything else on this one. Just use it just like that. So this was tabs without a tab punch. So don't be discouraged if you want something like that and you don't have the equipment or whatever. There's always an alternative, I guess is what I'm trying to say. An alternative way to do it. So I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed the ideas, and I will see you guys tomorrow with day 49, guys. We're creeping up on 50. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.